So we've had this sign for a few years, and we've been here since August, and it's been on the side of the church.
It's a little water swollen. We're gonna have to sand it.
Yeah, Zeb's gonna sand it, then we're gonna paint it and hang it. All right, so Zeb's just gonna roll it in the front door. Now it's all sanded. He wanted me to paint that outside. I'm like, it's cold.
It's 40 degrees. It's like a summer day out there.
Yeah, I know. So we are mixing up vintage mint that has not been shook. You always want to mix up your paint. Look how that came out.
It's very satisfying to see them like that, though.
It's actually really pretty, huh? It's because it's got a built-in top coat. And then Haint Blue. This is gonna give you the closest to apothecary you can currently get with the cottage color. So I'm doing a 50-50 mix. And the nice thing is, this is rated for outside, although Zeb didn't get quite all the loose paint off. So if it chips, it's all right. We're mixing this up in an old pitcher that was actually left here by the previous owners of the church. And I think the color is pretty yummy.
It's really close. You can see it right there looking at it with this old faded, well, it's not even really faded. It's just,
well,
it's
and it
wet.
dries,
you can see it's wet here from being out in the snowstorm and the sealer wearing off.
it dries darker. So when it dries, it'll be good. And it just didn't have to be the exact same color. Probably should have like filled all these gaps, but
they were there before. They've swollen a little bit from being wet, but
if you come to the shop, just don't look super close.
Well, and you know, this sign's already made. Once I get time in 2029 to make another sign, I'll just do another one.
Or I might go back when the weather's nice and like touch it up and actually put a sealer coat on it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when it's 40 degrees outside to get paint and sealer to do what you want it to do.
It's kind of hard for me to get motivated to be outside.
But this is a sign. I don't know, do we even have this on a video when we were opening the new shop?
Yeah, we have. I think we have a video.
I cut this out on the CNC machine in sections as big as I could, and then we had this on the front of the other shop.
Yeah. First coat is on and drying. It's kind of splotchy, but I got to take Eliza to tumbling, so we'll let that dry and come back and then do a touch up and fix the edges.
I was able to squeeze my little tractor in between the trees and the flagpole that was already here and dig a hole out. We're going to do 2 posts. I've got a 12-inch tube that we're going to just put down 2 feet into the ground and fill with concrete, and then I'm going to anchor some posts up to the top, and that's how we're going to hang the sign up. I was pretty excited to get to use my tractor. Any chance I can get around and drive around on it and use it, it feels pretty great. I'm actually not that great with a backhoe, but it was able to get done. I need some practice because we're going to put a whole sprinkler system in the spring. So this is just the concrete here, and just going to fill this tube up, mix it up in a wheelbarrow. It's not much, just a couple bags. And that's going to be enough to hold this in there pretty well. It's already survived a couple storms, so I'm pretty confident that this is all we're going to need. I was worried I might have to anchor it with a 3rd post, but so far so good. These are the anchors I was talking about, and they just go down into the concrete, and they're going to hold real nice and sturdy.
So we're going to use DIY Salvation Solution and prime this, because otherwise we're going to have all these knots bleed through.
Buttercup's getting milked right now.
Multitasking. Oops. Zeb's tractor made easy work today. So here's where we're gonna put the posts, and the sign will go up in a little bit.
Okay, hold it right there like that. That bubble in the middle.
The bubble's moving.
That's okay.
so we're gonna be using Little Black Dress, and I'm gonna pour about, I don't know, that much. And I'm just gonna add some liquid patina to there because I want to have a little bit of built-in sealer, and I don't have a black with a built-in sealer, and so this is gonna handle that perfectly. I've just got to touch up inside where I had a little bit of spillage. I gotta mix that together.
And we put all of the demo on this up on YouTube when we did that, and putting it back together when we redid this arch.
Here comes Zeb, rolling out the sign.
Are you still in your Birkenstocks? Those are not work boots.
It's February. It's time for socks and stocks.
Can you shut that door?
Yeah. So here we are hanging up the sign. We wound up doing a time lapse because it did take a while.
I was worried that it was going to be hard to hang. This is a full sheet of 3/4 inch plywood, but with Jamie and I, we were able to get it up. We just screwed in one side, adjusted it a couple times, and then leveled it out. And then I put a screw in there, and then just a bunch of screws. Same thing with the sign. Put one screw in another side and done.
First time we did it was a little crooked, but then we got it fixed and leveled. And then we just had to do some touch-up painting and some brace beams across the back. All right, so we're trimming off the top of the sign here. We're going to eventually paint these, but both of us are hungry for lunch, so we're calling this good. You think it looks straight enough?
Well, the top, you know, it's a sawzall, so the blade's not completely flat the whole time, so we'll see.
Thanks for watching us put up our sign. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Vintage for more
DIY.